Will you ever cheat on him?
Yeah, I would, but he wouldn't.
Whoa.
And you wonder why there's a whole group of men that are just done dating. Because they would rather be alone, doing their own thing, rather than investing in a girl that has no loyalty.
Oh, boy! Yeah!
What are your thoughts on the expression, women don't care about a man's struggles, they just want to show up at the finish line and pick the winners?
I honestly, you said women don't care about a man's struggles?
Basically, modern women today don't care about a man's struggles, they just want to show up at the finish line and pick the
Oh,
winners.
I think that that's true because someone like me, I'm going to be there for you and support you, but...
It's time to conduct a CSI, a cheek slaying investigation, because whenever you guys come across a girl that says, I support my man, I motivate my man,
Me, I'm going to be there for you and support you, but...
to translate this in the language of the woman needs, what she's trying to say is her support and her motivating her man consists of constant nagging and complaining. And trust me, fellas, I know this from experience.
These new age girls, I don't know about them. They are just ridiculous, and I feel like they're only in it to get what they can get out of it.
So why do you think there's the expression, where have all the good men gone, but nobody's asking where have all the good women gone?
Well, where have all the good men gone? All the good men gone? They're stupid because they're dating these younger women and they're getting used. So the reason why there's so many good women out here is because we're being looked over.
There's nothing more in this world than a woman hates and despises the most is younger and hotter, tighter woman, because she knows she cannot compete with them.
Would you think that when they say that like the answer to where have all the good men gone is in your 20s? Like where it's like an expression where women would look over the good men in their 20s and like pick the bad boys, and then in their 30s they're like, oh well, take me now, but it's like they're kind of salty because we overlooked them in our 20s.
So yeah, we do overlook them in our 20s, and I can say we overlook them in our 30s because I've been stuck with some bad men in the 30s.
Now may we resurrect Mr. Kevin Samuels from the undead, and may he rise from his grave like the Undertaker, the Godfather, the Cream Gobbler Executionist. Your presence is very much missed. Now, may you please come down and bless us with the gospel.
Yeah, 27, time to sell. 30, 50% off. Over 35 on clearance. 40, outlet. 50, Goodwill Salvation Army.
Goodwill Salvation Army.
This is a certified hood classic.
To this day! To this day!
Do you know more people who enjoy dating or who complain about dating?
I feel like most people complain about dating
Why do you think that is?
because they're not happy in their relationships.
Now, if there was one thing that you wish that men understood better about women, what would it be?
How to be more catering because I'm tired of giving.
What do you mean? You said catering?
Yes, because I give more than I receive.
So would you say that reciprocity is key in relationships?
Yes.
Now, do you feel like, who do you think typically invests more into building a relationship, the man or the woman?
The woman, of course.
Bullshit.
Bullshit! Well, like, what exactly does a woman do to kind of build a relationship as opposed to what a man does?
Well, I feel like we're more supportive, first off, and we're going to do more because we want to see you succeed more, and I feel like most men aren't doing that.
Gentlemen, women dating in their teens be like
toxic or boring relationships.
Toxic like toxic for sure. I want to be crying. Keep me on my toes, like it's entertaining.
Stop it. Get some help.
I have in my high school.
Inside. What class?
It was during third period science class.
we can all say that there is a lot of chemistry going on in that science class. The fact that these girls can say this so proudly to the public, and I honestly do not know how they do it, because even Batman cannot beat this information out of me.
What's a crazy
Yeah.
My kings, the book of the Asclepiation scriptures has never told us a lie. If her father never stayed in her life, then why should I?
What did he say? What did he say?
What was the reason you and your ex ended?
Honestly, he was toxic.
I feel like you
I'm a Scorpio, I am toxic. But he was the problem, not me. He was controlling.
Okay. You don't like that?
To a certain extent. I want a nigga to snatch me up out the club, but not like too much.
The grace of this girl trying to avoid accountability is like watching a rhino attempting to do ballet.
And good guys or bad boys?
Bad boy.
Okay.
Predictable, boring. Next.
Absolutely. Okay. Big or big dick energy.
Big energy. Because big can have weak stroke.
You absolutely right.
So here is the model woman's mating strategy in a nutshell. Chase the bad boy, find the bad boy, because the nice guys are too boring and they do not provide excitement. And when they get to the age of 30, this will be them.
And technically, I feel like now it's kind of like there are really no good men. I haven't found a good guy, so we do overlook it.
Now, has there ever been a man you wanted that you weren't able to get?
Well, I'd like to talk about Bruno Mars. I do want him, and if he met me, he'd want me too.
Now, if you had the opportunity to hook up with Bruno Mars, would you take it?
I sure would.
So when a woman says that I'm not that type of girl, isn't she really saying I'm not that type of girl with you, but I am that type of girl with a guy like Bruno Mars?
No, because I'm going to be myself with him regardless of who he is. So if he's going to like me for who I am, then he's going to see that I'm a good woman regardless of anything.
Do you think it's true that women will make rules for the wrong guy but break rules for the right guy?
I do. I do believe that.
I think so too.
Well, I mean, sometimes we like the bad boys, so we tend to break the rules for them.
Do you think that women tend to lust after bad boys but want to settle down with nice guys?
Oh, we sure do. I love a bad boy.
What's attractive about a bad boy?
They just have that quality that just is so attractive. You know?
How do bad boys treat women?
Horrible.
So then why would you want to be with a bad boy when they treat you badly?
Because they do other things that the good ones don't.
Like what?
I don't want to go there.
Bad boys do other things that good guys won't do, like
fuck her right in the pussy.
And they make her.
She about the butt, my finger rapper. She about the butt. She about the butt, my finger rapper. She about the butt.
And the bad boys are not afraid to stand up to a woman and say this.
Fuck up, them glasses built like a square.
Well, at least I can see you, round-headed, smooth-faced ass nigga. Boy, you got no details in your face.
I got no details in my face. There's details everywhere.
Details where, nigga? You look easy to draw.
My heart.
I want you guys to pay close attention to this interview, because if you give a woman a chance to talk, she will eventually tell on herself.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Would you say that bad boys, do you look at them as more of protectors?
They are protectors. I do feel like, you know, I found more security in the bad ones, but I also feel like I got used by more of the bad ones than I did being protected. So,
speaking of being a protector, if women expect men to pay for sex, why don't men expect women to pay for bodyguards?
Because they're stupid.
Why do women often describe men as stupid but then expect love from them in return?
Why do we describe them as stupid? Because we've been through a lot of stuff, so because...
But isn't it fair to say a lot of men have been through a lot of stuff as well?
They have, but I feel like, you know, sometimes you get a good woman and you treat her like shit, and then you expect us to not call you stupid when you do us dirty, and then we're standing there looking stupid, but yet you are the stupid ones, because guess what? They always come back, and I can say that for prime example. Every one of them have come back.
Do you think that don't you think that's just like batting out of your league, though? Like you get shit treatment because you're shooting too high?
I don't think I'm shooting too high.
I don't know you, but just like in general, like if you're, you know, if you're shooting too high, like they don't treat you right. You know what I mean? Because that's a guy that's got a lot of options.
And are we talking about the bad boys?
Yeah, like usually bad boys have a lot of options.
They may have a lot of options, but they don't have a lot of good ones. And I'm a good one, so therefore I'm going to always aim high, because guess what? The quality is always going to be there. So, I mean, if you lose out, then you're the one who's stupid.
But wouldn't you say if you're a good one, like someone would have picked you?
I can say if I was a good one, they would have picked me, but still, we always get overlooked, because sometimes being good doesn't always mean that they want a good girl. They want somebody that's a bad girl. And when you're too good to someone, then they feel like, you know, that's not what they want.
You feel like they like take advantage.
They do take advantage.
This is why I do not trust anything that bleeds 5 days straight and cannot die, because she says she cannot find a good man, then proceeds to tell everybody that she loves dating the bad boys. And gentlemen, may I share this ass clapulation scriptures written by Adam Carolla. He once stated, women do not want the guy that buys them flowers. They want the guy that doesn't buy them flowers, so they can turn them into the guy that buys her flowers. Then she can proceed to dump them. I want you guys to think about that, because sometimes women are not chasing the guy. They are chasing for his validation.
Do you think women often want what they can't have?
Yes.
So then wouldn't you say that chasing women is terrible advice for men?
Chasing women is terrible.
Because if he chases you, then he's basically telling you can have me, and he's no longer a challenge.
I like a chase because I always got my running shoes on. So yeah, I do like a chase.
Do you think that men prefer the chase or the catch?
They prefer the chase because when you're easy to catch, they don't want you after they got you.
So do you think women prefer men who like the chase?
I do. I love a good chase. As I said, I always got them running shoes on.
But wouldn't you say that men who prefer the chase are less likely to be loyal because they will continue chasing?
Yes. Very true, because, well, once they actually get you, then they don't want you anymore, so. Which sucks, though, but unless you get a good guy who actually likes a woman that kind of holds out and she's good quality, then the chase was worth it.
But we don't like the good guys. And you said before, like, you make rules for them, right? So if you're making a guy wait, you probably don't like him that much. Because for Bruno Mars, you're down tomorrow, right?
Most likely. And it might be 15 minutes in. Might be 15 minutes in with Bruno now.
How long would he really have to talk to you?
Bruno?
Yeah, like, if he said, I want sex, like, would you?
If Bruno started singing Versace on the floor, everything would happen. I'd be butt naked before he got to the first verse. He wouldn't even have the first V out.
Can I tell you an interesting stat that I think most women don't know? You know, 1 in 3 men under 30 are either virgins or haven't had sex in the past year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So a lot of times, like, we'll complain about guys cheating, but we pick the cheaters because there's a lot of guys that won't cheat on you. We just don't like them.
I honestly did not know that, and that's a good fact to know.
Would you believe it? Like, does that make sense with what you've seen?
I believe it, but I still end up with a cheater.
Yeah, because I think we like guys that cheat.
Who's not having sex is somewhere where I don't see, because I'm going with the bad boys. So yes.
So would you say that a lot of women are more attracted to like toxic men?
Yeah, I think they are.
And gentlemen, it is nearly universal. What we are is what we attract. And broken people attract broken people. And this girl, she's clearly absolutely gorgeous, but she is damaged goods.
You're a damaged goods lady.
And has some unsolved trauma from her childhood.
So why do women complain about, toxic masculinity when a lot of women are enabling that behavior by choosing to date bad boys and toxic men?
I think it stems from our childhood. Sometimes we have somebody in our life that is a toxic person because we've seen it happen to someone else in our family. So then we kind of follow in the footstep of that.
And the most baffling thing to me is that this girl clearly knows that she is broken, and she does not even pretend or lie about it. And she still has the audacity to point the fingers and blame men for her relationship problems, her lovelessness, and why she is single. Because Kevin Samuels' theory was right. Accountability is a woman's kryptonite. And gentlemen, I am also about to prove my other theory right now, that all women are bi. You just need to figure out if she is bisexual or bipolar. And in this case, we are dealing with some bipolarness, because at the beginning of the video, she says, I'm a good woman, but I can't find a good man.
And technically, I feel like now it's kind of like there are really no good men. I haven't found a good guy, so we always get overlooked because sometimes being good doesn't always mean that they want a good girl. The reason why there's so many good women out here is because we're being looked over.
And then a few moments later, she proceeds to tell everybody that she dated the bad boys and she overlooked the good guys in her 20s and 30s.
Do you think that women tend to lust after bad boys but want to settle down with nice guys?
Oh, we sure do. I love a bad boy.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Do you think that when they say that like the answer to where have all the good men gone is in your 20s? Like where it's like an expression where women would look over the good men in their 20s and like pick the bad boys, and then in their 30s they're like, oh well, take me now, but it's like they're kind of salty because we overlooked them in our 20s.
So yeah, we do overlook them in our 20s, and I can say we overlook them in our 30s because I've been stuck with some bad men in the 30s.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Kevin Samuels, what do we have to say about this?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
And you know what's even more crazy? Women would deflect all their bad actions and blame that, oh, I was just in my
whole face.
I had to go through my 25 relationships before being with Brandon. And I think also I remember like I was with so many different types of people that I think I really learned what I did and didn't like. And then I had this 6-month gap where I was alone for the first time that I had ever just genuinely like not been with anybody.
Now, according to the book of the cheek-pounding prophets, he once stated, ladies, if you were in your 20s and wanted to act like a hoe, by the age of 30, you'll be the first one to say, where did all the good men go?
No, I said the majority of men that I had experienced
were trash. But you did say the majority of men are trash.
So question,
Yeah.
do you also feel like the majority of women are trash?
Yes,
Okay. So you feel like it's equal, you just think most
Are you
Yes.
are you included in that category?
definitely not. Definitely
Isn't that,
100% not.
isn't that highly convenient right now?
But that's the thing also, because I'm saying not all men are trash. I've come across a lot of really good, nice guys. A lot of my friends that are male, I wouldn't put them in the category of men are trash. But the experiences, a lot of experiences
Why
I've
don't
had
you
or my
date
friends
them?
have.
Why don't you date them?
Because they're not physically my type. It's not their personality. It's just that I have a friendship with them.
Right.
And I'm not physically attracted to them.
Right, but you see what I'm saying? Like there are guys that would treat you well in your friend zone.
Ladies, don't call men trash and then proceed to call your son kings, because that little crotch goblin is a piece of garbage too. And you guys know what's even more funny? That after these girls get done getting ran through like the yellow light, now all of a sudden they want to be celibate.
I've been celibate for 3 years. I'm waiting for something very serious, very special. Someone that wants to be with me. So I feel like dating apps are a lot of like, you know, one night stand. Just go on a date. Let's hook up after. And I'm not looking for that. I want something real.
From the bottom of my heart, I honestly do not want to come off as a prick. But sweetheart, your seal is already broken. There is no need to save it, conserve it, and seal it back up, because your cooter already has been chopped into 1,000 pieces. It looks like the insides of this chicken.
He needs some milk. You have like a minimum, like date amount before you have sex with a guy?
Right now, since my celibacy, I have promised myself to be in a relationship before I have sex again.
Do you think?
I mean, you know, I just want to make sure that the guy is going to be serious about me and not going to like, you know, be super into me and then play that whole game, have sex with me, and I never hear from them again. I'm too old for those games.
How can you tell if somebody's serious about you?
You tell me. I haven't figured it out yet. If he wanted to, he fucking would. I've never had a boyfriend. I don't know.
My brothers of the congregation, according to the book of the Ass Clapulations, section Hoology, it states, this girl's cheeks was getting clapped like a tambourine, but yet she expects to be treated like a queen. But sweetheart, you've taken more loads than a washing machine. And gentlemen, the more the RP becomes mainstream, I highly advise you guys to start investing in cat food if you guys want to be billionaires, because by the age of 40, there will be more women single than ever before, alone with their cats, because men are now more aware and they are absolutely sick and tired of a woman's crap. Now, Just Pearly, may you come preach to the gospel for us?
Girls want to sleep around in their 20s and then at 30 run to a man. And like, but you've lost the things that men value by the time you're 30. You're no longer pure. You're no longer youthful. And so men are kind of tired of it, because what happens is they'll date the bad boys, the rappers, whatever, in their 20s, and then they hit 30. One guy thinks like this is his lucky ticket. This girl's super into him, but she just wants kids. And like, she really feels like she settled for him. She gets the kids and then half the time leaves.
And gentlemen, if you guys want to find yourself a good wife, Andrew Tate, may you come preach to the gospel for us.
Only way you're gonna get a good wife in the West is to be a playboy. Because you don't know a woman and you don't understand a woman until you've slept with her. You don't know her when you date her. You don't know her when you talk to her or chat. You know her when you've been sleeping with her for a while and you've seen what she's like and you're around her. After you've had sex, how she behaves. Yes. You need to sleep with a bunch of women to finally find a good one to have a family with.